There's this video that a lot of people are laughing, they're mocking, and they're making fun of it. But I can guarantee to you that my grandparents wouldn't have made fun of it. And I think I understand why. Now, in this video, we are shown how the Queen of England used to eat a banana. And as you can see, she would use the knife and fork, definitely not eat it like a primate, slice the banana, and then take a little bite out of it. And that's how she would eat it. And everyone is making fun of this. Everyone is mocking this. And I'm trying to understand why. And I believe the answer is that the queen is a person that had to show dignity in literally everything that she did. And unfortunately, in our modern society, there is no more value on dignity. You get to see people on Twitter with various piercings, tattoos, the California mental illness haircut. People do not display dignity anymore, but they demand respecto. That is very interesting. Like you see certain individuals that not only they do not take care of their body, but they go out of their way to, I wouldn't say like necessarily destroy their body, but look at the most unappealing, unpresentable way imaginable. And you guys know who I'm talking about. Like if you go on social media, you know the type of individuals that I'm talking about. And they demand that you respect them, right? You respect their lifestyles. You do not criticize them in any way, shape, or form. In fact, some would even demand that you call them beautiful, even though, like, when you're looking at them, you do not find them attractive whatsoever. But if you say that, they get really angry, and they will actually, in some cases, try to destroy your life by banning you off of social media, by harassing you. And I think this is why they do not get this video. They do not understand the concept of dignity, or of making sure that in any situation, you do not look unpresentable. In other words, if the queen was to eat the banana the way I'm eating, and we'd be like, the moment the paparazzi would take a picture of that, the moment like someone would take a photo of that, she would appear on the newspapers, and it would look undignifying for someone of her stature. Now, obviously, she probably wouldn't eat a banana like this when behind closed doors, or, maybe because she is the queen, she would. But the reality is that there were reasons for these rules. Like, back in the day, during my grandparents' time, if you were a person in a position that you demanded respect, I mean, it's the queen, right? Like, everyone should respect her, like, they're her subjects. Then more was asked of you than the common person. Like, if you're a nobody, if you're a peasant, a villager, you eat the banana any way you want. But when you want other people to look up to you, you have to behave in a dignified manner. And unfortunately, this doesn't exist anymore. This mentality doesn't exist at all. In fact, it's the opposite. Like, you have to conduct yourself in an undignified manner whenever possible. And other people should respect you the more you conduct yourself undignified, if that makes any sense. Of course, there's also the institution of the queen. That is very important. Many people say, well, she doesn't have to pay taxes, like she's born in nobility. But it is a gilded cage that she lived in. And it's pretty much true for all the royals. You have to follow these traditions and these things that, again, they look bizarre. But at the same time, you would never find a picture of the queen that would look like Donald Trump with the finger raising, Like those pictures do not exist. Whenever the journalists would try to smear a politician, one of the best ways they do it is like they would find a thumbnail where the politician looks like incredibly uncharitable, or it looks cartoonish or buffoonish like they did with Boris Johnson. They can't do that with the queen, because she has trained herself to the point where any type of picture you would take of her, she would look presentable. The way she sat, the way she conducted herself, the way she spoke, all of these things were done in such a way that a paparazzi would have an incredibly difficult time to catch her in a comedic position. Of course, you also have like a lot of leftists that do not understand why the monarchy is the thing, but the money alone that the monarchs bring from tourism, I'm pretty sure covers all of their expenses. Like, there are people that go out of their way in order to visit the UK just to see the changing of the guard, to see the royal palace, the Buckingham, and like, all of this brings money into the coffers of the UK, much to the dismay and horror of the leftists, I know. But like, here's another example. Like right here, you have this lady. I do not know if it's copyrighted or not, but she basically explains how the queen would sit, right? And she explains like the positions that a lady should sit in order to look dignified, in order to look good. And she's explaining like, can you sit cross legs? Well, it depends on the type of dress. It depends on the environment and where you're sitting at. But like, again, like all of these things are done in order to present the person in the most dignified manner as possible. And, you know, I'm looking at this and I notice that Hollywood just doesn't portray female characters in this pose anymore. Netflix doesn't either. Disney doesn't either. I remember Lord of the Rings was portraying Galadriel like sitting there with her legs wide open, wearing pants, you know, like displaying her crotch to the audience. Very vulgar, right? And apparently, like, this is the normal standard for our generation. Like, being vulgar is the thing that is being promoted. And vulgar actually stands from Latin, as I understand it, it's the people, right? Like the folk. It's like being like the commoner. And there's no problem with being like the commoner, but like no one expects to look up and respect the commoner, right? So when you're in a person that's in a position of authority, or you're in a person that wants to conduct respect, you should behave in a dignified manner. But unfortunately, I do not think that most people see it this way. I do believe that most individuals are looking at these, they're laughing and they're mocking, and the way they should, right? Like, you now get to be an actress like Rachel Ziegler, and you can behave in any way you want. You can be spiteful to the fans. You can say whatever opinions you want, and you get to demand respect. And if anyone criticizes you, or if anyone says anything negative, then Disney will try to use its power in order to suppress that person on social media, or to ban that person. It is unfortunate, but I genuinely do not think things will change. I am curious though what you guys think about it. You know, like would you like to have a girlfriend that behaves in a dignified manner, or would you like to have one that is more vulgar and more, I'm not going to say like piercing and tattoos, but definitely more rude. You know, like burps at the table, doesn't have any etiquette, any manners. And of course, you know, the peeling of the banana is definitely exaggerated, but it's not expected from anyone to do. It's just like something that the queen did. So that's also something that is to be taken in consideration. Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, I will see you in the comment section. Take care.